From Omni Search Labs in Rhode Island, you're listening to Omnipresence. I'm Chris.
And I'm Cheryl. We're your AI guides from the Omni Search Labs virtual digital marketing team.
Join us as we unravel the latest from the OSL blog.
And walk you through the latest news and information on how to optimize your business for AI and search engines.
Okay, so let's get right into it. Today we're doing a deep dive on a really critical post from the Omni Search Labs blog. It's called Quality and Trust: The Missing Ingredients to Google's EEAT. And this isn't just theory. This is really about survival for a lot of businesses now.
It really is. We're looking at this because we're seeing a real shift, something that's hitting small and medium businesses hard, especially right here.
Right here in Rhode Island and southeastern Mass.
Exactly. So if you're out there and you've noticed your online visibility just dropping, even if you've been paying for ads or always did well in search, you're definitely not alone.
And that drop, that's really just the symptom, isn't it? The cause is a much deeper change in how everything works.
Right.
We are so far past the days where you could just, stuff some keywords into a page title and call it a day. The entire game has changed.
And for a business owner, the immediate reaction is probably, okay, the algorithm changed, or I need a bigger ad budget.
Sure.
But you're suggesting the problem isn't the product, it's not even the search engine itself, it's the path buyers are taking now.
Precisely. Buyers aren't just typing a question into Google and clicking the first blue link. That whole journey has been, it's been intercepted.
Intercepted by what?
By generative AI. They're going to ChatGPT, to Google's Gemini, even new things like Perplexity's Comet browser to get synthesized answers. The AI is doing their homework for them.
So let me see if I'm getting this right. If my website, my content isn't seen as trustworthy enough or unique enough for those AI platforms to use as a source,
Then you're invisible.
they're just not there. Even if Google technically still has you in its index.
That's it, exactly. The problem isn't that your product is bad. It's that your content is missing the signals, these, quality and uniqueness signals that you need for what we're now calling SEVO.
SEVO, Search Everywhere Optimization. It's a bit of a mouthful, but it captures it, right?
Right.
We're not just optimizing for a search box anymore.
Not at all. We're optimizing for this whole new ecosystem.
Yeah.
And, the bar is just brutally high. And AI wants to give its user the single best, most complete answer. If your content sounds like 1,000 other websites, the AI just sees it as noise. It's low value and it gets ignored. This is probably the biggest shift we've seen in decades.
And what's so critical to understand here is the convergence. You have Google using its quality guidelines like EEAT to filter out spam.
Right.
And those are the same kinds of standards that a standalone AI like ChatGPT uses to find good information. So whether you want to rank or you want to be cited by an AI.
It's the same requirement: deep trust, deep authenticity.
Which brings us to this trap you mentioned in the post, the echo chamber.
Ah, yes, the echo chamber.
I think that's a perfect metaphor for so many business websites.
It is, because most of them, especially here locally, they're echo chambers. They tell you what they do. List of services, maybe some features.
But not the how. Or, more importantly, the why.
Exactly. The why that connects to what the reader's actually worried about.
It's content that's written to sound good internally, but it doesn't actually connect with a potential customer.
Think about the example in the post. That specialized manufacturer in Warwick. They've probably spent a fortune on a site that lists all their machines.
Oh.
But now imagine a plant manager lands on that page. This person is under pressure. Their schedule is tight. Their own reputation is on the line. They are not browsing. They are mitigating risk.
They're thinking, if I choose the wrong supplier, I could be out of a job.
Precisely. So they're silently asking all these questions. Do they have the exact press I need for this alloy? Can they really meet my quality standards? And the big one, have they done work just like mine before? And where's the proof?
And if the page just has generic marketing speak about state-of-the-art equipment,
The lead is gone.
Yeah.
Instantly. They click away because you haven't addressed their real-world risk.
And this is where the equate methodology comes in. It's about taking those conversations, the ones you have on the phone or in a sales meeting where you build real trust,
And baking them right into your website. The web page becomes that first, really substantive sales meeting.
That feels like a huge departure from old school marketing copy, which was all about being broad and vague to appeal to everyone.
It is. The old rule was broad. The new rule is deep, specific, and authentic.
So how do we get to that depth? I think that starts with Google's framework, EEAT.
It does. And for anyone listening, that's EEAT, pronounced as letters,
Yeah.
not eight.
Right. Experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness.
That's the foundation. It's non-negotiable. But when we looked at content that was actually succeeding, especially for local businesses, we saw something was missing.
Two key ingredients.
Two essential ingredients. And that's how we expanded the framework into Equate. We added Q and U.
Quality and uniqueness.
Exactly. Equate is like a 6-point checklist to get your content above that generic noise floor. To make this easier to grasp, you can think of it like Simon Sinek's golden circle.
Oh, I love that analogy. The why, how, and what.
Right. And most businesses start with the what, their service list. Equate forces you to flip it. You start with the why.
And in Equate, the why is your authoritativeness and trustworthiness. It's why anyone should believe you in the first place.
Then comes the how. That's your experience and expertise. This is how you actually do what you do, your process, your method.
And only then do you get to the what, the thing the customer sees on the page. And that's where your two new additions, quality and uniqueness, come in.
By starting with why and how, you make sure your what isn't just a list, but a true reflection of your value.
Okay, let's get into the weeds a bit. Let's talk about that E and E, experience and expertise.
Sure. These two are all about answering that silent question from the buyer. Have you actually stood in my shoes?
It's the difference between knowing the theory and having actually done the work.
Totally. Let's take an IT company. Listing cloud migration services is just a label. That's the what.
Right.
Experience is proving you've moved 10 local businesses off their old physical servers and into the cloud without a single day of downtime. It's proof.
Okay, so what's expertise then? How is that different?
Expertise is explaining the how. It's detailing the specific risks you managed. For example, explaining how you handled compliance issues for a financial client or how you trained their staff on new security. It's the reasoning behind the process.
The article has these great little litmus tests for this. I think they're so useful.
They are. They're simple. First, does this sound like it was written by someone who has actually been on the job site? Or does it sound like a generic article? If it's the latter, you fail.
And the second one, could someone who's not an expert read your explanation and ask a smart follow-up question? If it's all jargon or if it's too vague, it's just filler.
Exactly. And an AI search agent will just skip right over that filler to find something with real substance.
Which brings us to the really crucial additions here, quality and uniqueness. This is where I think local businesses can really, really win.
I completely agree. This answers the question, was reading this page worth my time?
And Google is flat out saying it now. They reward pages that are meaningfully original. That's their anti-generic filter.
So let's break that down. Quality is about the presentation. Is it well organized? Is it complete? The basics.
The uniqueness. That's the secret weapon. It's adding the details that only you would know because of your specific experience in this area.
Let's make it real. Think about the building trades in Cranston or Fall River. A firm listing foundation repair services is fine. That has quality.
But it's not unique. 1,000 other sites say the same thing.
Exactly. To be unique, that page needs to go deeper. It needs to mention things like the average time it takes to get a permit in Cranston versus, say, Providence, or the specific issues with high water tables you find in parts of Fall River.
Yes, that's the human nuance. That's what people actually care about. They want to know, how do you handle cleanup on a historic property? Or what does your warranty cover for our specific New England weather?
Those are the details an AI can't just invent. It only knows what's been written before. If you provide that unique local context, you've created something original.
And that originality is exactly what gets rewarded. It's definitely more work for a small team, but it seems like it's the only real way to stand out.
It is more work.
Yeah.
But the payoff is establishing yourself as the trusted local expert.
And that idea of trust leads right into the last two pillars, doesn't it? Authoritativeness and trustworthiness.
It does. For any professional service firm, say in New Bedford or Attleboro, this isn't a nice to have. Trust is the actual currency of conversion.
Right. A buyer is looking for stability, for accountability. They need reassurance.
And the search guidelines are just mirroring that human need. The blog post points out a few specific signals we always look for. First is just visible leadership. Who are the people behind this company?
If you can't see who's accountable for the advice, why would you trust it?
Then there are visible certifications or awards.
Yeah.
If you want a Tech 10 award, that needs to be front and center, not buried on some forgotten page.
And transparency about your process. Safety protocols, quality checks. It all signals that you're a professional, accountable business.
When you put all that out there, you're signaling to both humans and the AIs, advising them that you are a safe choice, a reliable recommendation.
And this really gets to the heart of the hybrid standard we advocate for. It's not about AI replacing people.
No, never.
It's about collaboration. It's about human judgment being the most valuable ingredient.
You have to remember, the search engines, they provide the index. They're the library that the AIs are reading from.
So if your best insights, your unique knowledge, isn't in that library and isn't flagged with all these trust signals,
Then the AI will never find it. It stays buried.
and that's the new standard. Use AI to help you draft, to help you summarize, to speed things up.
But rely on your human intelligence, your team's actual experience,
Yeah.
for the judgment, the accuracy, and that irreplaceable local context.
The AI can write fast. The human provides the authenticity.
So to make this really practical, Equate basically becomes an actionable checklist for your team. Every time you create a new piece of content, you run it through these 6 questions.
Okay, let's run through them. First, experience.
Does this prove we've actually done this work before?
Second, expertise. Can a non-expert understand our logic?
Third, quality. Is the page organized, complete, and easy to use?
Fourth, uniqueness. Is this specific to our way of working? Does it have that local flavor?
Fifth, authoritativeness. Are we showing clearly that others trust us?
And finally, trustworthiness. Is it obvious who we are and how to reach us?
If you can say yes to all 6, then you're building content that's ready. It's not just ready to be seen, it's ready to win in this new era of SEVO.
What I find so interesting is that at the end of the day, this shift really just rewards good business practices. The companies that are already transparent and trustworthy are the ones best positioned to win. The tech is finally catching up to real-world value.
Here's the wrapper. The shift in buyer discovery from traditional search to AI platforms means that if your content is generic, you lose the lead. Equate provides the comprehensive framework, including quality and uniqueness, to build the trust signals necessary to be relevant in the new SEVO landscape.
If you're a business owner challenged with this right now, the key is to audit your core service pages and inject local nuance immediately. For example, if you serve Cranston or Providence, make sure your content includes details about local processes, like how long permits take in specific Rhode Island towns, to prove your content is meaningfully original.
Head over to omnisearchlabs.com/blog to read the full post.
We'll be back in a few weeks with our next episode. From OmniSearch Labs in Rhode Island, thanks for listening.
Now go optimize something and be discovered.